Hey guys, it's Rob, chiropractor at Live Active Clinic, and today we're going to be talking about a problem that's been occurring more so over in the last year, and that's working from home. So when it comes to working from home, we know that 2020 was a big year for everyone, and there's a lot of risk factors that we have to look at on why people are experiencing pain or getting injured from working from home. So we know that age is a big factor, so the older you are, the more likely you are to get injured from it. The amount of hours you're working as well plays a big role, and the big elephant in the room would be how your desk is set up. A lot of people experiencing a nice desk setup at work and then going to a dining room chair and a dining room table. So common places with pain, the neck is one of the biggest one, as well as the shoulders. Depending on your chair setup as well, the low back is very common place to be experiencing pain after a long day of working. Later on, we'll be talking about desk setup, what is the most optimal way of sitting, and ways that you can improve your posture as well. So for the wall angel test, we're going to be putting our feet a couple inches away from the wall. We're going to be bringing our bum to touch the wall, our back to touch the wall, and the back of our head to touch the wall. We're going to bring our elbows up to 90 degrees and try to get our wrists to touch the wall. From there, we're going to try and flatten our back. If we're noticing our wrists are coming off the wall, we want to be looking about how far they're coming off the wall, if we're getting any pain through this movement, and if there's any difference between our left and our right. Lat length test. For this test, we're going to be grabbing a dowel or a broomstick. We're going to be sitting with our back flat against the wall, keeping our palms facing up. We're going to slowly bring the dowel towards the wall, assess how far you can go, and if there's any pain with this movement. For the deep neck flexor strength test, we're going to be lying onto our backs. We're going to allow our head to come just off the floor, and we're going to tuck our chin in and hold this position for as long as possible. It's important to note that we fail this test if our chin starts to jut upwards. Okay, so with our desk setup, we'll start from the bottom and work our way up. So you want your feet flat on the floor. I'm using weights here, but you could use a box or books at home in order to get your feet flat. You want your chair set up high enough so that your knees are 90 degrees and your hips are roughly 90 degrees. You want your elbows to be 90 degrees. And ideally you want your monitor or your computer screen to be about eye level. So if you don't have a standing desk, you can use modify one and use books or something for that nature instead. If you don't have a keyboard, because obviously you're not going to be typing up here, it's worth the investment to actually get a keyboard in order to work down here if you're running from a laptop. Otherwise, if you have a monitor, it should be perfectly up at eye level, which is probably should be a little bit higher. We need a couple more books, and to work out with our keyboard down here. For the thoracic foam rolling, we're going to give ourselves a big hug. We're going to bring our back into the foam roller, pressing down as much as we can. Once we find a tight segment, we're going to put pressure into that segment as we lean over it. For our thoracic flow, we're going to start on our hands and knees. We're going to bring our back high up towards the ceiling, and we're going to bring our back and arc it as low down towards the floor as possible. From there, we can go straight into thread the needle. So we're going to bring our arm, pass it through this gap, and then we're going to open up our back from there. For our shoulder circles, we plant our hands into the ground, and we're going to retract and protract our shoulder blades into circular motions. From there, we're going to bring one hand up at a time, touching our shoulders, remaining in control, keeping everything still, and not allowing our body to shift left and right or rotate. For our push-up plus, Our feet come back from this position. We go into a push-up position. At the very end, we're gonna push the floor away from us and raise our back a couple of inches up towards the ceiling. For our dowel pass-throughs, we can use a dowel, PVC pipe, stick. With our palms facing down, we're just going to bring the dowel over our head. We can get it all the way to our back, find a tight position, and move through this motion. For our eccentric chin-ups, we're gonna find a bar. We're gonna come up into this top position. We're going to slowly lower ourselves down.